It should be live right now. See if you guys could find it. Is anybody trying to find it? You don't have, it's something you could go back and look at it later on. But it's something that, so if you have questions about my lecture, you have something to go back and look at it. Did anyone show up? Did it show up to any one of computer? On YouTube? It's on YouTube. Yeah, it showed up? Okay, all right. So the title is, do you see that thing right over here? Prof K, angles, exact answer, math 127. Just save it. You could go back and look at it later. All right, so today I'm going to cover a lot of stuff. Roughly about 3 sections. All right, so we're going to look at, oh, no. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. No? You're not seeing me? Oh, my Lord. Did it stop the live streaming? Oh, no, please. Okay, you should be live right now. Okay. All right, we're gonna look at angles. Okay, and we're gonna look at trig functions. So last class, we looked at how to find, like, what is 30 degrees in terms of radian? Does anybody know that? What is it? What is it? Pi over 6, right? So we're going to look at those special angles, right? So, so what are the 3 functions that we know so far? Sine, cosine, and tangent, okay? And then the reciprocal of them, 1 over sine, which we call it cosecant. 1 over cosine, we call it secant. And then 1 over tangent. What do we call it? Does anybody know? Good, cotangent. All right. Now, how do we incorporate the angles, like these angles, into over here? And we want to do all this problem without using calculators. That's what we'll be looking at. If you have questions, raise your hand, okay? All right, now, normally sine of theta, like usually represent y. Cosine represent what? X. And tangent represent what? Yeah, y over x. Another way of looking at tangent of theta means sine of theta over cosine of theta. Have I lost anyone yet? Now, the next part, we're going to look at Can you guys see these color, Toa? All right, SOHCAHTOA. What is this SOHCAHTOA? What are these SOHCAHTOA? What is it? A little bit louder, someone? Yeah, it's going to help us to understand this. So, do you guys like my colors? Who's saying no? Do you not want to pass my class? Who was that? Was that Jamie? Okay. All right. This S means sine. This C means cosine, and this T means tangent. Now we're going to look at what are these TOA. What does that mean? Yep. So, I'm going to make it right triangle right now. And this is the angle theta. Do you guys see it? This is the angle theta. In reference to this angle theta, what is the adjacent side? Adjacent is this side. This is the opposite. And this is always going to be the hypotenuse, right? What about for this triangle? Where's the opposite side? It's right over here, right? That's the opposite side, right? And this is the adjacent side. What? Adrian, are you questioning me? Okay, good. Again, we're looking at, in reference to this angle theta, the opposite is what? And this is the adjacent. This is the what? Hypotenuse. Have I lost anyone yet? Good so far? Matt? Hannah? Good? All right. I just had Thai food. I'm sleepy. So my brain is working very slowly. That Thai food was so good. It was like so good. All right. I had basil fried rice with beef. So, and on top of it, they had sunny side egg. Yes. It was so good. All right, now the food topic is in the video. Don't listen to the what I'm saying in the video. All right. So speaking of that, now instead of writing this adjacent, I'm gonna call this what? X, Y, and I'm gonna call this what? Z. Okay. Have I lost anyone yet? Now I'm going to use this so. What is this so? What is it supposed to mean? Ready? It means sine of theta. I'm looking at, can you guys see my pointer? Oh, there you go. You see that. See this theta right over here? So I'm looking at what is sine of theta. So this sine of theta equals OH, means opposite over hypotenuse. In this case, what is opposite? Y over what? Oh, sorry. Y over what? Z. Earlier, I kind of said that sine represent y, cosine is x, and tangent is y over x. But yet over here, the z, like I have this extra information. What is this z? I rather have you understand it in terms of y over z in that term instead of understanding it from a unit circle. Unit circle is a good way of doing that. On the exam, if you use unit circle to get the answer, that's fine. But I'm giving a different explanation how it's working. In a unit circle, z is actually 1, so therefore y over 1 is just y. Okay, now cosine, K, which is cosine of theta. What do you think this is going to be? John? Good. What is this, an honors class? No, like, did you guys study this before? What's happening? Someone said, I guess. That's terrible. You have no confidence at all. Like, look at our President Trump. He's so confident. He's losing, yet he thinks he's the greatest thing ever. He calls himself better than Lincoln, right? Didn't he say that? The President Lincoln, that is. You guys think I'm lying? He compared himself with Lincoln? All right. Now, what about tangent? Tangent is going to be what? Let's see. Let me pick somebody else. Sam, what's tangent? So in terms of letters, what is that would be? Y over what? Good job. This is an honors class. I guess I'm going to give you a super hard exam. I'm going to write up the exam next week. I'm going to make it super good. So let's see. It's a challenge you just gave me. I'm rolling up my sleeves right now. So, all right. Here's another way of looking tangent. What did I say tangent earlier? Tangent equals what? Sine what? Over cosine of theta. Right, guys? So, can I still use, come on, my computer. Can I still use sine of theta being this and cosine of theta being that to make it look like y over x? Can we do that or not? So let's look at it. Sine of theta is y over z over, is that correct? Yeah. X over z. Right, guys? When you simplify it, what does this become? Right? And you do the multiplication of that. Oh my God. It's the same answer. So we got the SOHCAHTOA, right? Did I have I given you any pop quiz yet in this class? No? Okay, good to know that. So we did SOHCAHTOA. Ooh. I introduced a sine. We did SOHCAHTOA. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Hey, I have some awesome thing going on. Ooh, what is this? Oh. Don't you guys like technology? Okay. All right. What quadrant is this? 1, right? What quadrant is this one? 2. What quadrant is this? And the last one? Okay. Now, have you guys ever seen this? ASTC and make it rated PG. My other class, you guys like kids nowadays, like what? There's a dirty version of it. I don't want you to say it. What's the clean version of it? Does anyone even know that? All student takes classes. You never heard that before? No? All right, so we're doing, what is this all student take classes? What the heck does that even mean? All right. Do you guys have your calculator? Take out your calculator. And do this. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Just tell me the answer. Sine of 120 and cosine of 120. What is it? Everyone take out your calculator, start doing it. Are you using your computer for a calculator? Okay. What is it? Sasha, what'd you get? 0.87. And cosine of 120? Was that correct? Mike? Are you getting that? No, you got to use your calculator. By next class, if you don't have it, you guys are going to get 0 on the pop quiz. So you have to have the calculator, even though we'll not use the calculator on the first exam. And like we're going to use calculator a lot. So take out your phone. The phone should have scientific version of it. All right, Hannah, what'd you get? What? There's the sign there, and you put sign, and you put 120. That's it, sign on 120, right?
Yes, I know how to do it.
What?
I know how to do it. I just can't find the sign.
You can't find sign in your calculator?
I forgot that you said it's sideways.
Oh, you're using, oh my God, no, get a scientific calculator. Jesus, what is going on with you? Even though Jesus never used calculator. In fact, Jesus didn't even understand mathematics. If he asked, where's algebra? Jesus would be like, who? Even in the Bible, they got pi wrong. All right. So what is it? Let me see somebody else. Dakota, what'd you get for sine of 120? 0.866, which is 0.87. And cosine is what? Negative. Interesting. This is the one I want you to look at. This is positive. This is what? Negative. That's what we'll be looking at. When do trig functions? When are the positive? When are the negative in the four quadrants? Okay. So in A, all trigs are positive. Okay. In the second quadrant, sine is only positive. On the third quadrant, tangent is positive. And on the fourth quadrant, only cosine is positive. So what happens on the second quadrant then? Since sine is positive, what about cosine? It's going to be negative, obviously. What about tangent? Negative. Over here, what is it? Cosine is what? Positive. Oops, sorry, negative. And sine is going to be what? Negative. And on the fourth quadrant, what sign? A little bit louder. These are easy questions. It's almost like rhetorical question. Like, yeah, like when you die and it asks, do you want to go to heaven or hell? What are you going to say? Okay, that was an easy question. Obviously, you're going to pick hell because heaven is boring. I mean, what are you going to do in heaven? Nothing. It's like you'll be brainwashed to doing one thing. Whereas in hell, you can do whatever you want. Think about that. And tangent is going to be what? Negative. Do we understand that so far? Good? So, in the first quadrant, what are the angles you have? 0 to what? 90 degree, right? Or pi over 2. From 90 to 180, or it's also known as what? Pi. From pi to this is what? 270 or 3 pi over 2. And the last one is going to be what? 2 pi. We get this so far, right? Any question? If I give you a pop quiz, you guys ready? Pedro? I guess so. If I say it's 120 degree, what quadrant are you at? What is it? Second quadrant. I can't see your name tag, Missy, behind. Yeah, your name tag. A little bit this way. All right, there you go. Shelby. Okay. What if I say 330? What quadrant is it on? Hannah? What? All right, good. As she was speaking, her confidence started to die, and the energy of the voice started to die too. So, all right, are we good? Easy so far? What's your name? Rihanna. Okay. Can you make it bigger and darker? All right. Now, who's opening awesome drinks over here? Sugary drink. Oh my God, that thing has it has 40, it has almost 100 grams of sugar in it, right? That's like twice the daily intake. Huh? Yeah, it's like, yeah, close to 100. Yeah, it's twice the amount you need to take. I support sugar tax. They should do sugar tax. Oh, missing. And then 60 and 90. Why am I writing these angles? Does anybody have any idea? Yes, Adrian. Yes, because this makes your life so much better when we're doing it. So I want you to convert that into radian. What are the radian angles? You got it? All the angles, Sasha? Okay, go ahead, tell me. The first one is what? Yes, you have to say the obvious one. All right, next one. Yes, that's the one we did earlier. That is correct. Pi over 3. Good. That was easy. All right. We learned that last class, right? All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at sine and cosine. I'm going to help you create the table without memorizing it. Do you guys know how to do zero? Do you guys know how to count up starting at 0? Is it Al? Do you know how to do that? All right, count up starting 0. Like integers. Start at 0, count up from 0. Al, go. It's easy. First number is what? 0. What's the next number? What's after 0? There you go. Good job. All right. What's the next number? I'm waiting. There you go. Next number? 3. Good job. Yes. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to start again at 0. And I'm going to count up again. Al, what is it? Yep. Have I lost anybody yet? Do you guys know how to make the table? Is that what's going on? And then I'm just going to put square root on all of them. Have I lost anybody yet? And then I'm going to divide everything by 2. Have I lost anybody yet? Anyone? No one? Everyone's good? Hannah? Good? Can you guys reduce it now? You can reduce this one, right, guys? What does this become? Square root of 4 is what? 2. 2 over 2 is what? 1. What does this become, guys? This one? 0. And this one is super easy. Right? And then, same way. 0 and 1. Was that hard or was not hard? Was it hard or not? Sam, you got it? The weather is so nice in the last 2 days. Especially, was it Monday when it was like full of smoke? You could look at the sun midday. Yeah. Oh, it's a square root of 2. It's a different number. You got that now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't realize.
When you say it out loud, it works. When you listen to yourself, it works. You know, for who it never works? Trump. If you listen to himself, like he contradicts himself within a minute, yet he thinks he's the greatest person of all time. I mean, like, he's probably greater than Jesus himself. Al, you okay? Al, he doesn't know if I'm joking or not. Alrighty then. Now, why the heck did I make this table? Ready for it? The whole purpose of this table is I want to know what sine of pi over 6. What is sine of pi over 6? Ready? Boom, boom. Do you see it? What about cosine of pi over 3? Is it Rihanna? Yeah. What is it? Cosine of pi over 3? What is it? 1/2. You guys got that? Huh. Can I erase this? Yeah? What if I make the problem more interesting? Since this is an honors class. Mike, you ready? Tangent of pi over 4. What is tangent of pi over 4? Wait a minute. We don't have tangent over here, right, guys? Do we have tangent over here? No. And yes. You can make tangent out of this. How? Do you guys remember this? Tangent is what? Sine over cosine of theta, right? So if I give you tangent of pi over 4, what is this equal? Sine of pi over 4 over cosine of pi over 4. Right, guys? So tell me, what is it? Hannah, what's sine of pi over 4? That is correct. And cosine of pi over 2 of 4 is what? What is it? So top and the bottom, they're the same. What happens? Cancels out and you get what? 1. So now we could come back and finish the table. Here's your 1. Can you guys finish? What is tangent of 0 then? What is tangent of 0? Shelby? Good. Next, I'm going to pick on Mike. What's tangent of 30? Pedro, what's tangent of 30? You don't have to reduce it. Just tell me, what is it? Matt, what's tangent of 30? Not quite. You're halfway there. Let me see. Dakota.
1/2 over 3 over 2.
That's what you have. Okay? But this can be reduced. And when you reduce it, what does it become? It becomes 1 over root 3. Do I care about if you rationalize the denominator? I don't care. I'm cool like that. See, other teachers, they're like, no, you got to rationalize it. I say no to them. Okay? Now, can you guys finish the last two? What is tangent of 60, tangent of 90? What is it? Root 3. And the last one is what? Undefined, because you cannot divide by 0, right? Have you guys ever done that? Asking Siri what is 0 divided by 0? Did you do that? I'm pretty sure most of you guys have Apple phone. You guys don't play with Siri? Ah, what do you guys do for fun? I'm like incredibly curious. They should do reality show about you kids. Like, what do you guys do? Like, sit there all day? What kind of entertainment do you guys watch? I'm interested. Dakota?
Mostly YouTube and documentaries.
Okay. All right. All right, good. So you're cultured. All right. Sam, what do you do? All the time? Jesus. That's so hard in Vegas with the heat. How far do you like ride on it? Like average per day? Miles. A day? Like, are you professional athlete or something like? I mean, 2-3 miles is fun. After that, no. That's when you like. That's called exercising, and exercising is not fun. It's a form of punishment. Oh, you're sadist. That's what it is. You like the Twilight. You're into emo stuff. My life sucks. It has no meaning. I'm 15 years old. Well, yeah, you don't know anything. You're supposed to be miserable at 15. All righty, that's essentially that book, The Twilight. All right. So now we're gonna look at reference angle. And has to be greater than 0 but less than 90. That's the symbol for reference angle. What the heck does that even mean? The angle is created by comparing to the x-axis. What does that mean? Let's call this angle theta. So what's the reference angle for this angle theta? So I will look at this angle. I'll look at this angle, but I got to make an angle by comparing to the x-axis. Where's the x-axis, guys? Right over here. So what's the measurement of this angle? How'd you get 60 degrees? Yeah. If the whole thing is 120 and the yellow part is 180 and the yellow part is 120, what's the green part? 60. Did you ride on bike when it was like smoky outside on Monday?
No.
Okay. I call my friends in California. It's like ashes everywhere right now. Like crazy ashes. All right. So can you guys figure out what's the measurement of this angle? Can you find the reference angle? What's the reference angle now? Don't say it out loud. Think before you say it. I'm going to pick on somebody else. Oh, Rihanna. Now I can see it. All right, Rihanna. What is it? 10. Okay. All right. So we're looking at this angle, right? So this is 10 degree because why? The whole thing is what? Whole thing is what? 270, and we subtracted from that. Right, guys? Wrong. I said what? Comparing to the x-axis. Where's the x-axis, guys? Right over here. So what's the measurement of that angle? So what do you got to do? 260 minus 180 gives you what? 80 degree. Do you see it? That's the hardest part for the reference angle. So, if you understand this, you understood 50% of this class for the semester. All right, now let's incorporate this. John, you ready? 30 to 40 miles. Where would you, like, you would literally make it to one side of the Vegas to the other side of the Vegas. Like, do you literally go from Centennial to Henderson every day? Like, I have nothing better to do. I'm just going to bike there in Henderson and come back. Right? That's what you do. But the uphill, oh my God, the calf muscle is like. Now, why are we learning all this? Ready for it? Earlier, we tried to do this one, sine of 120 degree, right, guys? And we use calculator to do that. On exam, am I gonna let you use calculator on the exam? No, not on the first exam. So how do you get the answer for the first exam? How do you get the answer for the first exam without the calculator? So let's figure out, where is 120? Right over here, right, guys? So the way you will get the answer is, the answer essentially will become the same for the reference angle and that. Okay? What's the reference angle for 120 degree? What is it, guys? What's the reference angle for that? What is it? 60, right? And what is sine of 60? Use the table. What is it? Root 3 over 2. Is that correct? Are we done yet? No. Because we got to use all students takes calculus. So we got to ask yourself, is sine positive in the second quadrant? Al? Yes, it is correct. So I got to write positive over here. So therefore, the answer is what? Square root of 3 over 2. Good? Was that difficult? Sasha, you guys got it? All right, now let me make the problem a little bit more interesting. Matt, ready? Hannah, stop moving your head horizontally. I can see you. All right, vertical. All right, there you go. You have to be positive. Have you ever read the book The Secret? It's an old book. It's the stupidest book of all time. Once in a while, I'll get a student who will get offended by that. Because you know what the book essentially says? It could be. I don't know. All I know one thing. I read the Wikipedia of it. And on that it says, if you truly believe that, it will happen. So if you truly believe that you're going to win the mega lotto number, you're going to win it. That's the secret to the book. So you have to believe. Yes. And many atheists swear by that, which is very stupid. You're an atheist. Why would you believe in something that's non-science? It makes no sense at all. Yeah, I will make fun of atheists. I'll make fun of religion, everything, whatever dear to you, I will do that. So be warned. So, except for Trump. I do not make fun of Trump because Trump is our Lord and Savior. All right, let's do this. What's the reference angle to this? What is it? 60. And what's cosine of 60? Sam? Mike? What's cosine of 60? 1/2. Good. Are we done yet? So we got to ask yourself, is cosine negative in this quadrant? or positive? Negative. So therefore the answer is going to be what? Negative. And that's how you get the answer. Good? All right. Ready for the next problem? Okay, try this. Don't rush yourself. That's the hardest problem. You gotta ask yourself first, what's the reference angle? Then ASTC, and then you gotta use the table. Got it? You done? Okay, I'm moving that out until I forget. That's why you are so grand. You're under the sun. John done? Alright, let's look at it. Okay, so let's ask yourself, where's 330 degree? What quadrant? Fourth. Right? So now what's the reference angle in this case? This one, correct guys? What? It has to be what? The x-axis. So what's the reference angle then? Tangent of 30 degree. Wow. And what is tangent of 30 degree? 1 over square root of 3. Or you could have written as what? Root 3 over 3. Do I care? No, I don't care. Now, are we done yet? Is tangent negative in this fourth quadrant or positive in the fourth quadrant? Negative. Done. Whew, that was easy, right guys? All right, I want you to try this problem now. It's asking us to do all the trig of it, right? Sine, cosine, tangent, then cosecant, secant, and cotangent. All right, let's try to do this problem. Y'all ready? Oh, did you guys do anything over the weekend, Labor Day? No one? You guys didn't travel anywhere? Nothing? Besides Sam biking to Utah, probably. That's her holiday. Adrian? Nothing? There were a lot of fights going on in Vegas now. Did you guys notice that? Like yesterday, they had to close down Wynn Casino. People were throwing money. I'm like, why can I not be in the middle of that? All right. You guys did boring stuff then. All right, so let's look at this. How do I answer this giving this? So we could use SOHCAHTOA. First thing first. This is what? This is x, right? Negative 1/2. Correct, guys? And this is what? The square root of 3 over 2, right? What's this side? What's the length of this? Not all at once, guys. It's super easy. Okay, someone beside Adrian. Let me try someone else. It's super easy. Matt. No. We're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Remember? A squared plus B squared equals C squared, where C is the hypotenuse. Al? It's not that hard, guys. Pedro, what is it? Just do the calculation right now. Okay, 3, 4 plus what? No. 1, 4. Yeah. 1 square. Yeah. So 3, 4 plus 1, 4 is what, guys? Sasha, 3, 4 plus 1, 4 is what? What is it? 4, 4, right? What's 4, 4? Yes. You guys could do the hardest part, not this easy one. Okay, by the way, I think this semester I'm gonna give you guys extra credit for voting. Now, if you cannot vote, then find a way to volunteer, and I'll give you equivalent points for it. So let's say if you're not citizen, but you could still volunteer. And if you vote for Trump, you get infinitely many extra credit. On the wrong side. All right. So, how do we finish the problem now? Sine is technically what? Right? Cosine is what? Negative 1/2. Right, guys? And tangent is what? When I just simplify that. And cosecant is what? Just the reciprocal of that. Did I go too fast right now? You guys got that? All right, let's try this one. Are you guys done? Remember, use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the third side, the hypotenuse. More Nana done? What? Oh, you get email on the phone too? I mean, on the watch? Yeah. How could you even read email in that thing? What's the whole purpose of Apple Watch besides like calendar count? Yeah, exactly. It's a fancy Fitbit. And it scratches too. All right, you guys got that? Let's do the problem. What's the missing side, guys? Mike, what's the missing side?
You want the exact value?
Yeah, exact value.
5?
Is it 5? Is it going to have a positive or a negative? Hypotenuse is always positive. All right, let's finish. Well, let's finish the problem. Sine is what? Cosine is? Right? And tangent is what? Did I get them right? And they're just the reciprocal of them. 5/4, 4/3. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, when we're talking about this type of triangle, essentially what you're doing is, you're asking why is the theta is this one, not this part? Or you're talking about why not over here, right? So on this type of thing, we always look at the angle from the origin and the x-axis, remember. So can you make an angle that's touching the x-axis? Remember, with the reference angle, that's why we come back to that over and over again. That's a good question. Oh, okay. So we're going to have our next exam, not next class, not next week, but week after that. Okay. All right. Some interesting problem. So for a periodic function, just copy that, the second part. We call the function periodic for that every period, it takes you back to the original answer. It always does that. That's a periodic, okay? You just copied it? who needs more time to copy it? Raise your hand. Okay, all right. Slowpoke. Hurry up. Do you know what is a slowpoke? What is it, guys? It's a Pokemon. What does it evolve into? Anyone? No one. Slowbro? And how does Slowbro becomes a Slowking, guys? Yeah, you need the evolution. You need the water stone, right? Water stone, not the moonstone. Yeah, water stone. Yeah. You guys didn't play Pokemon growing up? What do kids do? What kind of games do you guys play? Besides biking? What? Oh, what are you saying? Ratching coins? Rationing? Why? I don't understand this. What language are you speaking? What game is that? What game is it called? Oh, I don't know that game. All right, so what the heck does this periodic mean? Let's look at it. What is sine of 30 degree, guys? What's sine of 30? What, Mike? 1/2. Good job. What about 390 degree? What is sine of 390? What is that? Did I make a mistake? Oh, okay. So again, you got to do the reference angle. The problem. What's the reference angle again, guys? What is it? 30, which is 1/2, and it's what? Sine is in the positive in the first quadrant, so it's going to be positive. Look at that. These two are the same. So sine of 30 equals sine of 390. What that means is sine of 30 equals sine of 360 plus 30. And that's the period. For sine and cosine, the period's gotta be 2 pi. Which means this, right over here. The only difference you have for the tangent and cotangent. The period for those is going to be pi. Oh, next class we're going to graph a lot. So bring a lot of graphing papers. Okay? Did you guys copy it? Done? Here's the reason why you use periodic. Ready, guys? How do we get tangent of 17 pi over 4? Well, you can draw it, but it's going to take a lot of time for you guys to draw it, right? So you got to ask yourself, how many pi's in here? How many periods inside this? How many periods are there inside that? What's the period for tangent? What is it? Pi. So you got to ask yourself, how many pi's are going to have in here? Pi plus pi plus pi plus something, right? Now, well, does this look like pi yet? 17 pi over 4? No. How can I make pi look like that? Does that make sense? Right? Rihanna? So how many 4 pi over 4 do you have inside this? So let's look at it. So 4 pi over 4. Let me add one more. I got 8 pi over 4. So how many more do I have to go then? 4 pi over 4, which is 12 pi over 4. Plus what? 16 pi over 4. And then last one is what? What do you have left? Just 1 pi over 4, right? So we know that for the periods, this information, we don't even need that. We could just take it out and look at it, pi over 4. And what's the answer in this case? What's the answer? What is it, guys? What? 1. Okay. Now, let me make the problem a little bit more interesting. Instead of making 17, what if I would have made it 19 pi over 4? What would you have had over here? Right, guys? 3 pi over 4. Now, for that, we got to use the reference angle and all that. Right, guys? So let's use the reference angle for that. We're able to get rid of all the other 16 pi over 4. So where's 3 pi over 4? What quadrant 3 pi over 4 is it at, guys? That's the hardest one. Can you guys figure that out? Somebody else? Dakota?
I'm not sure.
Second quadrant. Here's how I figured that out. Since I'm looking at this, something pi over 4, right? Instead of me writing 0 to pi over 2, I'm going to write it as, what just happened? 0 to 2 pi over 4. Do you see it? It kind of like, now you're getting better reference to it. On the pi, instead of writing pi, I'm going to write what? 4 pi over 4. Do you see that? Now you got to ask yourself, 3 pi over 4 is where? 3 pi over 4 is between 4 pi over 4 and 2 pi over 4. So therefore, it's in the second quadrant. Now, what's the reference angle in this case? If this is 3 pi over 4, what's this angle? Pi over 4. So now we're looking at tangent of pi over 4. And again, tangent of pi over 4 is what, guys? Positive 1. 1. And is tangent negative in the second quadrant? Or positive? Negative. So therefore, the answer is going to be what? Negative. Okay, let's try this one. I want you to figure out the 4 remaining trig functions. Sine of theta is 10 over 10. And cosine of theta is 3 root 10 over 10. Find the remaining 4 trig functions. Can you watch TikTok on your Apple Watch? Huh? Oh, that's a Fitbit. Oh, who has Apple Watch over here? Oh, you have. Can you watch TikTok on that? How about Snapchat? Or what is it called? Yeah. Or can you go on Instagram, Facebook? No. All right, now this problem is super easy. Ready, guys? What's cosecant? What about secant of this? Could you have reduced it? Yes, you could have, but I don't care. Now comes the hardest part. Tangent of theta and cotangent of theta, which is pretty easy. Tangent of theta is what? Sine over cosine, right? Oh my God, this problem is so easy. It becomes what? 1/3. Did I make a mistake? No, that is correct. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you saying no? Oh, it's not cube root. Sorry, it's 3. There you go. So cotangent is what? 3/1. Okay. Let me give you one of the trig identity. Sine square plus cosine square equal 1, which is a Pythagorean trig identity. Pretty simple and easy. And you could figure out the other 2 trig identity by dividing by sine square and cosine square, which you can do that. So let's do a hard problem now. Ready? Just copy the box, this part. This part over here. All right, let's try this problem. This is a hard one. So I want to figure out all my remaining 5 trig functions, okay? So how do we find our 5 remaining trig functions? So we got to figure out ourselves. Where is that angle theta? How do I create that triangle? So sine of theta is what? Negative. Sine of theta is negative, so the angle lives in what? Third and the fourth, correct? And cotangent is what? Positive. So cotangent lives in the third, and the first quadrant. Where do they overlap? In the third quadrant, right, guys? So therefore, when I make the triangle, it's going to be in the fourth quadrant. And cotangent is what? Adjacent over opposite, right? So adjacent over opposite. Is that correct? Adjacent over opposite, yeah. But we have a problem. What's the problem? I need some coffee. Dutch Bros. Have you? I had it last time, like last week, for the first time ever. Where's the closest Dutch Bros nearby? Does anybody know? Nobody drinks Dutch Bros over here? Nobody likes Dutch Bros? Have you had Dutch Bros? Who? You? Nobody had Dutch Bros over here. You had it and you don't like it?
No, I love it. I just don't know what the closest one is.
Closest one?
Yeah, you asked me for the closest one.
Oh, okay. You're right. You're right. Okay.
I know the first one's my house.
What?
It's on the wall side. The first one's my house.
All righty then. We have a problem over here. What's the problem? I don't have my coffee. No, I'm kidding. The actual problem, do you guys see it? Is this negative or positive? X-axis over here. Negative. And the y-axis over here, what? Negative. And it makes sense. Negative or negative is positive. So you have to figure out those hidden negative, all right? What's the missing side over here, guys? Root 10. Now we could do the problem. Wow, we're done. So sine of theta, cosine of theta, tangent of theta, and then cosecant of theta, secant of theta, and cotangent of theta. Okay? Now we use SOHCAHTOA to do it. Sine is what? Negative 3 over root 10. Right, guys? And negative 1 over root 10, which is, this one is just 3. Negative, oh. And then it's negative 10 over 3, negative root 10. Was that easy or was that easy? Here's the last property you guys have to copy. Even and odd functions. Sine is odd function, cosine is even function, tangent is an odd function. So sine and tangent are odd functions and cosine is even function. So why do we care about that? For even function inside the function, when you compose it, negative goes away. For an odd function, negative comes out. That's a very important properties that you should try to remember, because we'll use it over and over again, especially for graphing and all that. What? You're using it, Sam. What? No, like 19 years old. Oh, you guys could do the mailing vote too. So just show me the proof of the mailing ballot, or like after you send it, you have a copy of it. I'll give you extra credit. You got it? All right, and this will conclude today's lecture. If you have questions, see me. The assignments will be updated right now. Okay?